looking at the rest of this rotation, you obviously are led by Shane Bieber. You've got Zach Plesac. But when it comes to the back end, obviously the Indians have had a little bit of struggles with it. Earlier today, obviously, Triston McKenzie getting the start. He seemed like he's been a little bit having difficulty going longer into games. Do you think that the shortened season last season and, for some guys like Sam Hentges, missing last year, do you think that that might affect them and their ability to go longer and deeper into these ball games?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think they were sort of expecting that heading into the year. I know it was Logan Allen who started the year in the rotation. It was supposed to be he and McKenzie that you were expecting. All right, this isn't going to be the duo that gets you into the 7th or 8th like you think the top 3 in this rotation do on any given night. But it definitely has been a little bit shorter than what they were probably projecting for this year. I know that's why Tito wanted to get Bieber in between that 4th and 5th spot in the rotation just to give the bullpen a break because they knew that those outings were a little bit shorter. McKenzie, I mean, it wasn't even just a shortened season last year. Yeah, he only had 33 and a third or 2/3 innings last season, but he had gone since August 2018 since he'd even pitched at any level because of injuries. So I think that just in general, they knew it was going to take him a little bit of time to build himself back up, to get him stretched out fully as a starter. You saw him go over 90 pitches today. I think that's definitely a good sign in getting into the 5th and things like that. I mean, it's slow. It's a slow process. Not everybody can just be a Bieber or Zach Plesac who just comes up to the big leagues and seems to figure it out right away. Even though Cleveland has been spoiled in that way the last few years. And I think McKenzie is one. I know his walk rate has been super high, and that's been a little bit concerning going into this, but it's a little different from like what they saw with Logan Allen, and they had to option him. McKenzie's stuff is still there. His hits have been super low in each outing, no matter what his walk rate looks like. I think as long as he can start figuring it out just mentally, physically, what he needs to do to try to command a little bit better, I think he'll be able to have a successful season.
Now, Triston McKenzie today, you mentioned he had his day over, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, no earned runs, 4 walks, 5 Ks for the right-hander. And you mentioned, too, with the rotation, Logan Allen getting sent down. Sam Hentges comes up. He's looking good. He's obviously getting stretched back out, getting used to getting the start. He's going to be starting on Sunday. What are your thoughts on Hentges as, the big southpaw getting the start on Sunday for the Indians?
I think that he's somebody that the Indians have been very excited about, and I think he gave them good reason to be. I think he had a great spring. And it just seems like it's been like this for the last few years. And of course, last year screwed everything up and threw everybody off track for how this was going to go. But I think he's somebody that has a lot of potential. It wasn't surprising at all to see that he was the one that they were going to be calling on to try to see if he could fill the shoes that now Logan Allen has left empty now that he's down at the alternate site or AAA now that that's actually started. So I think that this has at least an open door for just discovering yet another talented young arm. I think that that's just the way it's been the last few years. And anytime that it seems like, okay, they seem to be a little bit not as strong in the rotation. Their starters don't seem to be quite there like it was the last few years. Then all of a sudden, these guys just turn into something. They have the same poise that everybody else has. They look like a seasoned veteran after like 2 or 3 starts. So I think it'll be exciting to see how he develops and how he settles in once he gets back into his regular, familiar role of being a starter than working out of the pen.